Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you to WeLoveMetal.com. We are very proud to be on the line with Shannon Lucas of the Black Dahlia Murder. How are you doing today, Shannon?
I'm doing pretty good. It's nice weather outside.
Good stuff. Where are you calling from?
I'm currently in Ferndale, Michigan.
Not too far from your hometown.
Well, I'm not from here, actually, but I live here now.
Excellent. Well, I want to start out by congratulating you guys on Ritual. You must be happy with the responses so far.
Absolutely, absolutely. Reviews seem to be going well, and been hearing a lot of feedback from people that been nothing but positive, so we're super excited.
Well, our feature story today at We Love Metal is actually the review we did of Ritual, and we summed it up by saying that it's already on the year end for best record, and I've been hearing a lot of that. So, did you guys anticipate that when you were writing it?
Not at all, not at all. I mean, I think we just we were personally very excited with what we, had created. We just hoped that, everyone liked it. I mean, we tried to look back at what people liked off of, previous records and what maybe they weren't so crazy about, and, maybe take notes and take that into accountability, while writing this record. And it really kind of all unfolded perfectly.
Excellent. What was your favorite part of the album?
Like a favorite song, or?
Yeah, favorite song, or just a favorite part of the process, even.
I mean, it's always exciting getting a new track. I mean, our writing process, is we've kind of had the same process for a few years, and it's not, we don't get together and sit in a 5-man circle and try to write songs that way, because that's a good way to bang your head against the wall. But what'll happen is, when those guys have a song done, it gets sent to me, and I get to listen to it pretty much in its rough, entirety. So when I get a song, you get to listen to it. That's pretty exciting. And then, to be honest with you, when I'm done with drum tracking, a huge stress has been lifted off of me, and I'm very excited at that point, because then I get to kind of sit back and watch and listen and, see how it all, kind of comes together. And, obviously the whole concept from the very start, it got everyone really excited. And, every time, Trevor would finish some lyrics, and we would get to read over some stuff, that just made it, made the flower bloom even more, So the whole process itself, was pretty exciting, probably more so than normal. And then, as far as, favorite songs go, I mean, I'm really excited with all of them, but the first track, A Shrine to Madness, for me is, I really like that song. I think the lyrics go together real well with the harmonies, and, I think this gives me chills sometimes.
Are we going to hear that one live in the new set?
Absolutely.
Excellent. Were you guys feeling any pressure coming off into Florida? I mean, that's such a huge hit for you guys, and, there was a lot of expectations for Ritual when it was coming out. Were you feeling that during the process?
Not necessarily. I think we knew when we were writing this that that we were pumping out some good stuff. Obviously there's expectations always, and every record can't be, every band can't put out a record and every record be its best record. We did Nocturnal, and a lot of people really loved it and said, well, I don't know if you guys can top this record. And so of course we were pressured at that point, and I even thought to myself, well, what if we can't? And that's where it came out, and it was only first time with an additional guitar player writing alongside of Brian, and Brian Knight only being in the band for not even a year, not even 6 months. Obviously he didn't quite contribute as much as he did with Ritual, but that was the first step of us trying to push some boundaries and really make some steps forward. And some people really liked it and loved it, and some people were like, well, I mean, I'm a little more partial to Nocturnal. And so at this point, we kind of look back and try to figure out what from each song or record that people seem to grab onto and really enjoy, and maybe take notes of that. So we just basically wanted to come back with another record that maybe people would compare or could top, maybe Nocturnal. So,
man, it definitely was the perfect storm, that's for sure.
Well, thank you.
I got a couple of fan-submitted questions, Shannon, that came in when we announced we'd be interviewing you. One of them deals with the song Blood in the Ink. They wanted to know if you had to alter your drum style because that song's so different than anything Black Dahlia's done in the past.
No, not at all. I honestly, I don't really think that one's really that different. I mean, it's still sort of the same metal, the death metal formula. It's got double kick, it's got blasting and stuff. There's some cool parts in there that, like I don't just love to play fast. You know what I mean? Like, to be honest with you, I play fast probably too much. I like playing grooves and stuff too. Just as much as the next guy. So, hitting a cool midsection where it's just something real laid back that can let the strings, do a little more talking. That was cool, and we're still a death metal band. But at the same time, when you're doing something extra like that you haven't done before by adding strings into a song, you kind of have to do what will let that shine as well as still be extreme. But no, I feel like that's it's still a pretty extreme song. So I feel like it's still similar to what I've done.
Excellent. And the other question comes from a longtime reader of our site. He goes by Bob Newhart as Hardcore. He wanted to ask you, it's kind of a similar question in the sense that you were in All That Remains at one time, very successful. Then you went into Black Dahlia, equally as successful. He wanted to know, is there a major difference between drumming metalcore to death metal? Like, is there a big difference?
Well, it's funny. I mean, yeah, they're definitely, yes, they fall into that metalcore genre or whatever, but I mean, to me it was just all metal and stuff, so, I mean, yeah, it was definitely a huge difference. I mean, All That Remains is a lot more laid back, and, there's a lot of slower tempos and stuff, and spots where, I mean, that band just didn't call for, extreme drumming. Mm-hmm. So obviously there was, like, minimal, blast beats and stuff like that, and there was a few songs with some, some fast kick stuff, but, most of it, was a bit easier. To be honest with you, it was a little less stressful. I mean, it was less upkeep for sure, I mean, like, less warming up and, you just, more just rocking, which is fine. I mean, I'm more into death metal, and I'm not really into the whole, I never really kind of got into that whole metalcore scene or anything like that. It was my first, like, real touring band, like I did DIY touring before that, but that was like my first, like, real touring, and I was younger, and it was a really good opportunity, and, I got to do that record with them, and, it did extremely well, and, I made a lot of friends, a lot of connections, and really, opened up some doors for myself by doing that. But it definitely, when I joined Black Dahlia, it was a lot of practicing. Because I spent years just not having to really worry about speed and stamina so much, and then all of a sudden it was like that was all of it. Like that was it. Like extreme drumming, well, speed and stamina. So I had to practice quite a bit, and it took a while. Like speed and stamina grows, in time. The more you practice, and the more you do something. So obviously, touring with them so much has helped over the years.
Definitely. Who do you look to personally for influence, Shannon?
I mean, it's changed. It's changed so many times over the years. Well, when I was younger, like when I first started taking drums serious, I was a huge Slayer fan. So obviously, I wanted to play every song on every Slayer record, and I had At the Gate, Slaughter of the Soul on cassette. You know what I mean? Like, I had that on cassette, so that was like another one. Learning how to like, thrash and just the basics of that kind of stuff. And then, it just progressed. Like, I got into Cannibal Corpse, which, led into other old death metal, like Malevolent Creation, Napalm Death, Morbid Angel, Deicide, and, I just started, like, I was listening to those guys going, okay, what are they doing? What are they doing? And, there weren't any specific drummers that I was like holding up high by any means. Now that I'm older, I have a few different, you know, guys that I listen to a lot. One of my good friends, Dave Haley, plays drums for Psychroptic. I'm a huge fan of what he does. I just think his drumming is superb. He's one of the fastest out there, and just an incredible writer. The drum parts he writes are ridiculous, and I really like Thomas Hott from Meshuggah. Everybody does.
Yes.
He's like groove master. And then I enjoy watching, you know, DVDs from guys, you know, like Marco Minnim and the session guys, Mike Mangini and Benny Grab and stuff like that. It's really cool. I mean, there's a lot you can take from that and learn, and, you know, everybody does so much stuff that's different. It's, you know, I think it's a matter of finding something unique in everyone.
Excellent. What are the touring plans behind the new album? Any big announcements yet?
Well, there's Summer Slaughters announced. So that's like the first big kickoff tour in the States. We'll be in. We're going to be in Europe when the album comes out. We leave Thursday for Europe, and it actually comes out Friday in Europe.
Oh, excellent.
And then it comes out in the States on the 21st, and we'll still be over there. So we'll be supporting it over there. We're going to be doing festivals and stuff, and you know, one-off shows in between the fests, and then we come back for like a week and a half, and then we go out to do Summer Slaughter, which will be like the first big support tour in the States. And then we definitely have plans after that. Not all of which I am sure are posted online.
Yeah, I'm
but,
sure not. Yeah,
there's sure to be, you know, some more stuff in the States. Maybe hitting some smaller towns and stuff, secondary markets or whatever. I believe there's a Latin American thing planned for maybe later this year, along with some other stuff. We're going to be keeping pretty busy. I mean, we had like 6 months off, you know, after our last run last year, and it was like, well, this is some much needed time. We'll take this, and we'll just spend a lot of time writing. We'll give ourselves more than enough, you know, room for comfort, and you know, and then by the time we're ready to go back out, you know what I mean, we can go out and hit it hard. So we're gonna be keeping pretty busy.
Excellent. Well, I want to encourage everybody when the album drops to make sure they go out and pick up the Black Dahlia Murder Ritual, because it is definitely a contender for Album of the Year. #1 on our list right now. So I want to thank you so much, Shannon Lucas, for doing this.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you.